I ended 2012 with the worst of technology list, but let's get 2013 off on a positive note with the most anticipated games list. There are a lot of things I want to include, but I have to keep it short because the last time I made a list with 30 things, John freaked out a little bit and said, "You can't have a list with 30 things." And I said, "Yes, I can." But I talked around the office and it turns out 30 is too long. So here are 4.
Ascension in the count of 5. Count of 4. No. 3, 2.
First on the list, which is on a lot of anticipated lists, is Bioshock Infinite. Now initially I was wary of this because we are leaving Rapture, where we spent Bioshock 1 and 2, 2 really good games. And I'm less enthused about helping Elizabeth than I was for the little sisters. I mean, come on, really, she's a grown woman with superpowers. What does she need my help for? But I don't know the story yet. Trailers have shown us a peek at Columbia, the new world where Bioshock takes place. I am really into the skyhook and the railway system, though I will probably fall off the world and die a lot. It may be worth it. And look, Nathan Drake is on the cover. And on the topic of Nathan Drake, we are moving on to another game from Naughty Dog, The Last of Us, which is a post-apocalyptic survival horror game. It's not supposed to be zombies, but for all intents and purposes, it is zombies. And it looks to be the only zombie game with a good story that isn't in any way attached to The Walking Dead.
Do I need to remind you what is out there?
Once upon a time, I had somebody that I cared about. And in this world, that sort of shit's good for one thing: getting you killed.
Gameplay trailers have given us a look at dynamic stealth, and it's a new take on stealth. It's a lot harder. There are many different types of strategies and techniques the player can use at any given time, and the enemy will react differently. There will be different outcomes depending on how the player chooses to proceed.
It's nothing.
The relationship between the two main characters is said by Naughty Dog to be very close to that of Nathan Drake and Sully from Uncharted. And what I like about this is that the killing is taken more seriously. It's more bleak and dark and difficult and something you have to do to get by. There will be a multiplayer mode for this game, which could be interesting if it's anything like the last time Naughty Dog tried this with Uncharted, because the whole tone will be different. On the topic of unexpected multiplayer and fantabulous transitions, God of War Ascension is on its way out. Now, where does Kratos go now that he's killed everyone through 6 titles? Prequel.
Many know the legend of Kratos, the mortal turned god who brought down the very walls of Olympus. But there was a time before Kratos became the monster known as the Ghost of Sparta.
This 7th title will be canonically the first in the series as a prequel, with Kratos focusing on Kratos-type things, getting vengeance on Ares, of course, for tricking him into murdering his wife and child. Button prompts have been replaced with more freeform prompts, which looks good, and the melee system itself has changed. Kratos can pick up, steal, and switch weapons, even in mid-combo, and now can manipulate time to solve his problems, except he can't reverse time to fix the original problem and make his family still be alive. This also features God of War's first foray into multiplayer, which I have played, and I can tell you 2 things. 1, it's a lot of fun to play as a Kratos-type guy on a team, poking out Hydra eyes, stealing stuff, you know. And 2, it makes no sense, but that doesn't matter because of point 1. And speaking of a game with the word God in the title, but not in a religious way, yes, my last great transition, we have Injustice: Gods Among Us. It's from NetherRealm Studios, the people behind the 2011 reboot to the Mortal Kombat series. Finally, Mortal Kombat's ridiculous, over-the-top action makes sense, not that we asked, because now everyone has superpowers or bad gadgets.
I'm in a nightmare.
I also demoed this. I really liked how each character did feel decidedly different. For instance, Wonder Woman and Nightwing can even change stances mid-fight, and I was surprised by who I liked playing and who I didn't. For instance, Flash is a lot of fun to play. Harley Quinn, I couldn't get her to stop kissing a picture of the Joker, which surprisingly is not a good fight move. The environments are perfect, very based on DC canon, and you can interact with everything the way the characters would. For instance, if you see a car, Batman might be able to explode it. Superman will pick it up and hit you with it. The whole thing looks very cinematic, and the character special moves are great fun to watch, though each character has one, and it did get tired to look at the same one over and over, even in the demo. I'd like to see them add more, but I don't know if that's going to happen before the release date. The main problem I have is with how small and safe the roster looks right now, with not that many characters, and they're all pretty well-known characters. I think there's room for some interesting additions, like Power Girl, Animal Man, Captain Boomerang, so we can all laugh about how stupid Captain Boomerang is. So that is my list of 4. There's a lot more I'd love to talk about and I'm excited to play, including Crysis 3, Deadpool, Beyond Two Souls, Star Wars 1313, Walking Dead, Season 2, GTA 5, and Dead Space 3. But I am on a time limit. You are not, so please leave what you're excited for this year in the comments.